Hello friends, Cheryl here with inkedpulp, and we are back again with another Margarete Miller challenge. Week 10, can you believe it already? Alright, so for week 10 we have a piece of furniture, an advertisement, a scrap of sheet music, fire or smoke, something that hangs on a string or a cord, and the bonus is typewriter text. Alright, now if you see a couple of scrapes on my hands here, my husband and I went on a hike in the woods and I stumbled on a gravel road over a big old rock that was sticking out, and down I went and had a couple of battle scars to show for it. So welcome everybody. Like I said, it's week 10, and who would have thought we'd be already at week 10? If you're new here, sit back, enjoy, and leave me a comment, leave me a like, subscribe if you'd like, and if you're returning, you know I love you dearly, and thank you so much for being here. Alright, so my first thing, it said a scrap of sheet music. This isn't, well, it is a scrap because I've torn off the edges. It's just a big scrap. So I'm going to use that for my backgrounds. And I am looking for use this little packaging to put here so I don't get all my other pages coated. So I hope you are all doing well. It is Saturday as I'm filming this. It will go up tomorrow on Sunday. We finally got a nice day today. We have had so much rain the last few days, and I guess it was Thursday that we went walking in the park when I fell, because that was the day my husband was off. And then Friday, yesterday, it just was torrential downpour. And it's crazy, I tell ya. Alright. I'm gonna put this just a little bit. There's last week with the sloth. I got a lot of comments about the sloth. People liked hearing that story. You know, I have to say that I have led a wonderful life, what with my dad being in the Army and just other travels, having a job that sent me all around the world. And so I have a lot of stories to share, and I love sharing them, so I hope you guys enjoy. I don't think I have a story today, but other than my story about falling yesterday, or not yesterday, Thursday, at the park. It's actually a state forest, and they have, it is DuPont State Forest, if you want to Google that, in North Carolina. It's only about 7 miles from our house. And they have several waterfalls, beautiful waterfalls that we sometimes hike to. But then they also have all these other hiking trails that are just phenomenal. And so when we get a chance, we like to go over there and take the dog. And we go real early in the morning because while you're supposed to have your dogs always leashed in the state park, we find that if we go real early in the morning, she can actually be off leash a little bit, and she loves running in the woods. Absolutely loves it. Alright, there we go. There's our scrap of sheet music. Now, I am going to cover this not cover the whole thing, but I'm going to dry brush on some gesso because I want to knock this back a little bit. I don't want it quite so in your face. So I'm just going to take a dry brush, because my images, I want them to stand out from the page. And by putting the gesso on, that will help me make sure that the images stand out. And like I said, I'm dry brushing it, so there's no water in this. Oop, make sure we're not getting in there. I did get in there just a little bit. It may still get a little warpy, but not like it would if I was using a wet brush. And it's very transparent, so we can put this on and still see the music underneath. It's just going to be a little bit brighter. All right. When I dry it, that'll come out even lighter. All right, so there's that. Let me put this in some water and pick up the rest of that gesso there and put that away. All right, I'm going to pause it for just a second while I dry this so you don't have to listen to my heat gun, and then I'll be right back. All right, I am back. And there's our music with it kind of just knocked back a little bit. Now, I had another thought, so I'm going to lay out my images here. But I was thinking that it might be kind of fun to got these two colors. This one's a little darker, the spiced marmalade. I was thinking, I don't know if this is going to work. If we put a little bit of color on here, there's a little bit of the orange, and now I'll put a little bit of vintage photo. I could do this with a dauber, but I don't want it to be so dark. I want it to stay kind of light, so I'm using my finger. And this is something I just thought of. This was not part of my original plan, but I kind of like it. Just a little bit of color, and then we'll do vintage photo around the edge at the end. All right, so it's just got a little bit of orange and a little bit of vintage photo. And now for my images. So one of the prompts was fire or smoke. And I have this little image of a fire pit that I was going to put down here. And then a piece of furniture. Now I do have furniture in there because there's those Adirondack chairs, but I also saw this that I absolutely fell in love with. And I thought, oh, we have to add this around the fire pit. So I'm actually actually going to pull the fire pit up here. And I may try to find like a little gravelly road or something to go under there. And then I had advertisements. And I found these 3 advertisements that I thought we could kind of put around the back of the, there we go. And I need like a little road or something down here. I was going to use this for my background, but it was just too much. But let me see what this looks like. It's just kind of a little road, and then the fire pit can sit on that, and then our little chair can sit there too. There we go. And then we'll put those around. I'm liking how this is coming out. So let's go ahead and put this down first. And I am going to use Fabri-Tac. I just find that Fabri-Tac, now I guess the art glitter glue is the same, and I have some art glitter glue. I just haven't opened it yet because I have so much of the tacky glue left and I wanted to use it up. But the silicone glue does not cause the newspaper to buckle. So short of anything else to put on this right now, I use my Fabri-Tac. I may go ahead, because I've been doing some magazine harvesting for, you know, just fun stuff. I may go ahead and just open the art glitter glue for that purpose, because I am watching other people. I think that the art glitter glue helps avoid. Alright, and then we'll put that down there. Then our little chair that's going to go around, it's going to sit around the campfire or the fire pit. And then we've got just a couple more prompts after I get the advertisements down. So if you guys are lacking for magazines, I have a couple of sources. If you're looking for ways to source magazines to, you know, do your collages with. One, a friend of mine, thank you Susan Gazaway, told me about the library. She said she goes to the library and gets a lot of hers for free. I don't know if you guys, I think every city or urban area, and some rural, I mean, I'm pretty rural, has the app Nextdoor. And it's just stuff for your neighborhood, you know, like people will. So I'm just going to put that right behind there. I think people will, you know, put on there like found a dog, lost dog, or, you know, I'm looking for a tree trimming service, or, you know, things like that. If you haven't used Nextdoor, I highly recommend it. I don't use it all the time, but when I do need it, it's been very helpful. All right, put that down there. And I put a notice out there last week, and I said, I'm looking for old used magazines. I said they could be anything. They don't have to be any particular type of magazine. I'm just looking for used magazines. I just want the images. And I got so much response. I've probably picked up, oh, I don't know, over 100 magazines. And I think I have a lady who's coming on Monday because she said she goes by my house on her way to work, so I think she's going to drop some off. So I'll have even more. And they have been a wealth of good images. So, and if you have other sources for magazines, because we certainly don't want to go out and pay for them, drop them in the comments and let people know. But those are the two that I'm aware of. Of course, you can always ask neighbors and family and, you know, things like that. So I'm using 3 different advertisements. This is a sherry. This is it's called Whorehound, and I don't know what it is. This is Fisher and Company's American Blacking. I guess if you're cooking and you're going to use like let's see if I can get this up a little bit. The blackening, I don't know what this is, but I liked it. I liked the ad, so there. Now our little flower will stay on top. Alright, the next thing is something that hangs on a string or a cord. And I have these adorable little balloons that I thought would be fun. To put on here. There we go. And I thought these little balloons, and they have little, they're shaker balloons. They've got really tall stickers on the back, and I don't want that because they're already tall because of the, whoops, I broke that one open. I better not use that one. I broke the glue on that one. Let's see if I can, nope, I can't cut these down. That's all right. We'll just use them as they are. They'll just add some volume to this journal. And let's get a little bit right there on the cord. But I thought these little balloons were just so cute. So we'll put some balloons on. I've had these in my stash forever. I think I've used these on birthday cards before. Put those 2 there. And then this one. Over here. All right. Cute. Cute. Isn't that cute with those little balloons up there? Make sure they're down real good. And then the last thing was, and don't tell me I lost it. I always lose something, don't I? You guys know. I had everything together right here, so it would all be together, and of course I have lost my typewriter print. And I know it's got to be here somewhere, so I'm just gonna look around real quick. I'm gonna pause you guys for just a second till I find that thing. No sense you sitting here while I search, so 1 second. All right, I found it. It was sitting right up there. It was a snake, it had bit me, as my mama used to say to me. So let's get some vintage. I like that little bit of color in the background. It's not a lot. And that's the thing, when you put down those colors like that, you just never know in the end what's going to show and what's not going to show. And that's part of the fun of the surprise. So I basically had this planned out, but I did do some new things. So I've got this imagination. And I think what I want to do is take a little bit of cheesecloth and kind of stick it behind that. So it gives it a little more texture. Oh yeah, just like that. Imagination. All right, let's put this down. Just kind of along the middle of the piece. And then a lot of times I'll tear around these words and make them ragged. I didn't do that this time, but you certainly could. All right, and then last but not least, we gotta go around and ink this baby up. Wow, this is a full page. They're not always this full. But I did use 3 advertisements when I really didn't need to. I could have just used 1. But I thought the 3 really helped fill up the page. All right, there we go. Now let's look at the prompts, make sure I got everything. I think I did. Put a little bit more up here. All right. All right, we have got a piece of furniture. Oh, I didn't leave anywhere to tuck in my prompts again. I'll just have to, could have left that open and put them in there. Oh well, I'll just clip them on. Piece of furniture. We had the Adirondack chairs around the fire pit, but I added this cute little green one. An advertisement. We've got 3 different advertisements here. A scrap of sheet music. We've got the background. Fire or smoke. We've got the fire pit. Something that hangs on a string or a cord. We've got these balloons. And then the bonus was the typewriter text, which is our word up here at the top. Because you got to have imagination to think about this fire pit with all the stuff going on there. But I love it. I love it. I love it. So yeah, I'll fold this up probably put it right up here, fold it up real small, and just clip it on up there at the top. And then that'll just go over here, which is fine. So that's it. If you are interested in seeing others, what others are creating, because this is a worldwide challenge, and you can see, people from all over, just search for the hashtag pound 2024 CW10. That will give you this week's challenges. If you want to see more, like all the weeks, just search for hashtag 2024 CW, and that'll give you all of them. All right, folks, thanks for watching. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you coming by, and please do consider giving me a like before you leave. That would be really helpful, and I will see you next week. Bye.